spoke on the issue of changing the form of government. And they spoke as a result of a petition that was circulated through the county. Now, there seems to be an effort on some members of council to bring that back to the table when the citizens overwhelmingly voted it down. Now, I think what we have to understand is when we talk about changing the form of government, it's not about the form of government, it's about the people that make up the government. And our form of government allows the citizens, every citizen that has the right to vote to select who they want as their chief administrative officer. And they spoke to that 4 years ago. So I just want you, the citizens, to be aware of what's happening. This time, there's no petition from the citizens. This is an attempt on the part of members of council to bring this back up. And I think that you all, the citizens of this county, deserve an answer as to why they or some members of council are looking at bringing that back before you. Now, as we move forward and as I conclude, Williamsburg County has come from a long way. It's continuing to move. You can't walk into a situation that has been in place for generations and flip a switch and change it. But progressively, over the past year, in this year, we are making big strides. As I indicated earlier, we're going to be building a new spec building. That's because we don't have any more spec buildings because we have identified industry to locate. So we got to build another one. The capital project sales tax, over $16 million you voted for. A tremendous opportunity for us to move forward. We'll be in the midst of implementing that, and we're going to have an update on that this evening, just so you'll know exactly where it is. Lastly, one of the things that is going to really boost us forward and help us solidify our economic attractiveness is we're very close now to finalizing an agreement for a brand new, approximately $50 million hospital, brand new hospital for Williamsburg County. These are the things that are going to allow us to be able to move our county forward. I want to continue to work with my colleagues on county council, the department heads, the other elected officials, and all of the other county employees, all of the other federal officials, the local partners. Everything that we've shown tonight couldn't happen if there weren't partnerships, if there weren't relationships that have been developed. We have a shared vision. A shared vision is not an idea. It's rather a force in people's heart. And it simply is a shared vision is the answer to our question. What do we want to create? Not what I want to create. I can want to create the biggest and the best and the baddest. But if we aren't unified, if we aren't working together as one, then it doesn't matter how much infrastructure that we put together. We need everybody. Government is not the begin all or the end all. We need everybody working to that end. I'm asking and I'm challenging each and every one of you tonight to go home and look at what you are doing, what you've done, what you're doing, and what you might do in order to make a difference in our sharing our vision, to creating that pathway to excellence. Vision is important, but action is much more. I want to thank you all for coming tonight, and may God bless our United States of America, the state of South Carolina, and the great county of Williamsburg, South Carolina. Thank you so very much.
You have done. Thank you for the thing that you are doing, and thank you for the thing that you have in store to do. Thank you for watching over us all night long, and thank you for blessing us to see another day, a day that we have never seen before, and certainly will never see again. We pray, our Father, if it's your will, that you continue to look down upon each and every one of us. Continue to strengthen us where we are weak and build us up in those places in which we are torn down. Certainly we pray, we ask that you please, our Master, remember the sick, the shed-in and the bereaved family everywhere. We pray that you continue to keep us, knowing that we are not able to keep ourselves. Thank you for these citizens that are here tonight. We pray, we ask that you continue to guide them, direct them, guide us, direct us as well. We know that you can, and we believe, oh God, that you will. Certainly, if you do these things for us, we will be careful how we give your name the praises, the glory, and the honor. This we ask in your name we pray. Amen. Amen.
At this time, we'll hear from our county.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor and members of the council. We have that's all right. I'll speak a little louder. The first reading is an ordinance authorizing the issuance and sale of a general obligation bond, Series 2018A, at an amount not to exceed $600,000. This bond will be for the purpose of the Chavis and EMS projects. The more details of that will follow at next reading. This is title only.
Pleasure of council.
Second.
All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed is the same.
Second is an ordinance authorizing and providing for the issuance and sale of a waterworks and sewer system revenue bond, Series 2018, in the amount of $3,455,000. This is for the St. Lawrence Water Project.
Second. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed is the same. The ayes have it, so ordered.
Third is an ordinance calling for a referendum to allow the qualified electors of Williamsburg County, South Carolina, to vote to change its form of government from council supervisor as set forth in SC Code 4-9-410 to council administrator as set forth in 4-9-610 to 6-7.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Okay. As I indicated earlier, I think this is an important enough issue that we will have a roll call vote on this. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Do you have a roll call on the first reading, Mr. Supervisor, or third?
You can have a third reading. It's the prerogative of the chair to call for a roll call vote.
But it's not finalization of the proclamation?
No.
Of the ordinance?
No. You just call the roll for the first reading.
So it's not necessarily your final decision or what your vote's going to be. It's just saying you want this reading to pass and go on to a second reading and educate yourself and go on to a third reading and then make your final decision, correct?
Well, you can indicate it in that manner.
That's the question. This is first reading.
Yes, sir.
So this is sort of unprecedented for me. All first reading only takes a motion.
Never a second.
Never second.
That's right. That's what Association of Counties says.
No, but it's the prerogative of the chair to call for a roll vote.
I have no problem in voting now, but my thing is, rules is the rule. And if you can go back and show me where that has ever happened, then it's our service. I have no problem with it. That's the only problem. That's the only problem I have. I mean, I don't have no problem with voting for it because I will vote for it. But I mean, as for the first reading, I don't think we should do something unprecedented what we normally do.
Right.
Unless we can continue down the line this way from here on out. That's my call today to you.
I'm on that board at the Association of Counties, and I have never heard anything about this. We talked to the lawyers, we talked to everyone, and it should be the same as it always has been. First reading do not require second. All vote.
It's Supervisor, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
If I'm not mistaken, I think many times, even when someone make a motion to have first reading and someone come later and to second, and I think that you have said many times.
Yes,
That
I have.
that's why.
But it's the chair prerogative if he feels that a roll call on an item is necessary.
But Mr. Supervisor, we always follow the same protocol. What make it different tonight?
The difference is the magnitude of this particular item. And I think the citizens deserve to know where their members stand on the issue.
I feel as though you're correct on that, but there is the time for that to happen. That happens on second reading. That happens on third reading.
Right.
And anyone that comes and be here, I have no problem with calling the roll or calling the individual to show a hand of vote who it is. But when you're changing the president of things at a time like this, it sort of baffles me. And I don't think you have no problem with people showing a hand on second reading, third reading. If that's the way the council feel like they want to vote, I feel as though it should be registered at that time. But on this first reading is the only thing that I have a problem with.
All right. In hearing the concerns of council, you've expressed them. I will yield to your concern, and we will accept it as a voice or without objection to have the first reading.
Thank you, sir.
And the only, my concern with that is, Supervisor, I usually go in my communities and find out from my citizens what their thoughts are on issues like this. So that's why we need to communicate more in our districts as well.
Well, I think one of the things that has come up is the fact that when this item came up before, it was based upon a petition from the residents. There hasn't been a petition that was submitted. This is something that council is taking it upon themselves to put on the floor.
No,
It's
sir.
not a citizen. It's not the citizens. The last time we dealt with this 4 years ago, it was done by petition. It wasn't done by council in and of itself. And excuse me, Madam Councilwoman, that's the concern. That this is not something that the citizens have raised as a concern. This is something that council members have raised. And so that's all I'm saying. This would not even be on the agenda had not been for members of council. So it didn't come from the citizens.
Not in District 1. I can't speak to nobody else. Not in District 1.
Well, the fact.
Any issue like this, I go to my citizens.
Okay, let's move along. Let's move along.
One thing I would like to say, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
The supervisor form of government is really obsolete. There's only 3 counties, 4, Williamsburg County, have the supervisor. We have Chester, Berkeley, Oconee, and Union counties. Those are the 4 counties that we have.
In Berkeley County, that's right, is a neighbor to us. Chester County had a vote back in the 90s to change the form of government. And soon as they changed, 4 years later, they changed right back to the supervisor form of government. So, Councilman, I listen to you. When you talk about the form of government, it's not about the form of government. It's about the individuals who are in government. Now, the justification is left up to the individual citizens as to how they want to see their chief administrative officer selected. Whether or not they all want to have the right to vote for it, or do they want 4 individuals to be able to choose. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about whether or not we're going to be taking the rights of the citizens away from them to vote for their chief elected officer, or is 4 members of this body going to be able to do that? That's what the issue is all about.
Well, there's 2 sides to it. There's 2 sides to it, and we don't need to get into that. We have people that gives us classes. We go to associations of counties. They have speakers there. And the president from influence, the college is influence, but that coach, no, the college is influence, Francis Mary. Francis Mary. President for Francis Mary spoke at the Association of County meeting on this last summer. And his topic was on county government and state government. And in his presentation, his saying was, which a lot of us notice, and you can kind of see it tonight, it speaks for itself tonight, that the worst form of government for anyone to operate under is the supervisor form of government. What reason is that? You've seen a little bit of it right here tonight. The supervisor position is for the council to take action on something, whether you like it or don't like it. His job is to carry it out. And tonight, as you see a plain example of it, when this first reading come up. And we wants to get along, but I'm for what is right. And I'll go down when it's right, whether I serve or don't serve. But these are the reasons why they say it don't work. Because the supervisor is elected by the people. County council is elected by the people. It's more of a popularity test. As long as you got the popularity to get elected, it ain't how good you can perform. You are elected. But if you have a administrative form of government, it carries out the same duty as the supervisor carries out. But it's only just like the school board and the city municipality. They don't elect the person. The board elects whoever serves as their manager. And that's what it is. I have nothing against the supervisor. I have nothing against the supervisor. But for some things that worked in the past, as time comes, for better served, sometimes you have to make changes. My thing is, like I told our supervisor right here, I'd rather vote to see the form of government change, the administrative form of government, even if I vote for him to continue to be the manager. That's just how strong I feel about it. And if you look around, like I say, out of 46 counties, that the supervisor actually explained it, out of 46 counties, if the supervisor form of government is the best form of government to operate under, then I feel as though that we'll have more than 4 or 3 counties operating under the supervisor form of government. That's all I have to say. No animosity to be with nobody. But we as county council, before the citizens brought a referendum to us to put it on the ballot. We didn't do anything but done exactly what they said. Put it on the ballot. The citizens vote for it. County council have the right. They don't have to go to the citizens to put it on the ballot. And this is the reason why I think it was prompt. County council brought it up. It was passed that we asked Mr. Jenkins to perform it to put it back on the ballot. Now, if the citizens voted down, again, so it be. But it won't be the first county, no, it won't be the last county that it has failed. It's failed in other counties one time and passed the next time. And if they don't like it, they got the opportunity to put it back on the ballot and do it again. But I just don't like the bickering of county council and the supervisor.
And I agree with you. And it doesn't have to be that way. We should have a shared vision based upon the form of government that we have. And when the council attempts to go against the will of the people, that's a concern that I have. And I think a lot of the citizens in this county have that same concern. But as you said, Councilman McKnight, this is a situation, and I think it's pretty much been consistent. That's the way the makeup was in the evolution of home rule. It wasn't like there were changes in the configuration or the numbers of counties that have had the supervisor form of government. I think it's been pretty consistent since home rule came into place. Now, you talk about bickering and you talk about impact. You take Berkeley County, right to our south. They have a supervisor form of government. And if you talk about progress and growth and development, it's one of the fastest growing counties in the state. So, again, it's not about the government, it's about how we work together to address the needs and the concerns of the citizens. We always should be able to rise above our personal differences and don't get caught up in our personal differences, but focus on what the concerns are of the citizens of this county to make our county the best that it can be. With that, we're going to move on to the proclamations and the resolutions.
Next is Resolution 2018-6, 6, Williamsburg County Fair Housing Resolution that we pass every year.
Okay. It's the same, as Madam Clerk is saying, it's the same one that we pass every year. What's the pleasure, Council?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed is the same. The ayes have it, it's so ordered.
Next is Resolution 2018-7, authorizing the entering into an agreement between the Town of Greeleyville and the Williamsburg County Sheriff's Department for law enforcement services. The Town of Greeleyville has requested from the Sheriff to provide some law enforcement coverage for a number of months. I have forwarded that agreement to you for your consideration. The Town of Greeleyville will pay and reimburse the Sheriff's Office for those services. All of that's been scheduled and thoroughly reported by the Sheriff, and I have reviewed it with the Sheriff, and he asked that Council authorize that, what I call a temporary agreement, to provide law enforcement coverage for the Town of Greeleyville.
I think you all have had a copy of that agreement. Is there any questions about it? Any questions about it?
I so move on that one.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed is the same. The ayes have it, it is so ordered.
Those are the matters I have, except for the executive.
Attorney Jenkins, did the fair housing resolution,
Yes, sir.
number 1, I know we got the Disabilities Awareness Month. Did you present the one about the county fair housing?
He did that. He's done that one, but I didn't hear the disability awareness one. I mean, I did.
Did you do the Disabilities Awareness Month proclamation above the resolutions?
The first one was for the Williamsburg County Fair Housing Resolution. I thought that.
All right. Now, one above that.
Right. Oh, Disabilities Awareness Month, no, I was not aware of that, I'm sorry. So that's a proclamation, not a resolution.
Okay. All right, and it is, what's the pleasure of the proclamation for the Disabilities Awareness Month? For April. It's the usual and customary thing that we pass.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed is the same. The ayes have it, it's so ordered. At this time, we will acknowledge and recognize the employee for the month of March. Ms. Dacia Green and her supervisor, Ms. Sherry, would you please come to the front? Guys, y'all just kind of circle around. It is my distinct honor to present the certificate of award to Ms. Dacia Green, utility billing clerk for the water department. Would you please tell us a little bit about Ms. Dacia? Got a little hit.
Yes. Okay. She's a very strong communicator, listening and considering as well as speaking. She has a very positive attitude, very enthusiastic.
Congratulations.
Can y'all get in front of the chairs? Council members, can you get in front of the chairs? Take 2 pictures here.